She saw this beautiful dress online on the black app precisely. She loved it and just had to wear it. And this is the version I created. In today's tutorial, I'll show you exactly how I sewed every part of this dress so you can make yours too. From cutting to stitching, you're going to learn in details how to go about the halter band backless part of the dress, the gathered bodice, that is the part that makes it a sundress, to the drop waist and the full skirt. This is the fabric I used and it's about 2.5, even though it wasn't up to, but yeah, that's what I used to make the whole dress, and it's almost not sundress friendly. But let's talk about that later. This line will serve as the shoulder line and I'll be starting with the front pattern. So from the shoulder, I'll go down first to the bust point line, then from shoulder to the under bust, from shoulder to the waistline, and you're marking the same thing on this other side. From shoulder to the bust point, from shoulder to the under bust, and from shoulder to the natural waistline. Do you understand? I'm going to roll them out, and here I have waistline and under bust line. I don't know why I did not roll out the bust point line, but I'll do that later. So on the shoulder, get the shoulder measurement divided by 2. You go down to the chest line. On the chest line again, you're marking the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Just so you have a smooth line, mark them at several points just so it's straight like this. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to mark the standard neck width here, then come down here to about 1.2 to slope the shoulder and connect it to the neck width like this. Next, I'm going to measure from that shoulder slope down to the chest line, get the midpoint, and on that point I'll go into half inch, then mark the bust measurement divided by 4 here on the chest line, yeah, and I'm going to be using that 3 point to cover the armhole this way. The next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and get the waist measurement, and in case you want to add that, please feel free to do that. Just mark your bust band there, taking your waist dart intake as much as you want to, but since the bust part is already ruched, that means it's already taken care of, and the waist is basque with gathers, that means the waist also has been taken care of, so there is no essence for me adding that. But the way we are trying to recreate, there is a dart line, and in case you're interested in that, please go ahead and have your dart, but I'm not doing that. But then, that or no that, you will be needing your bust span. So go ahead and mark your nipple to nipple divided by 2 on the bust point line and also on the waistline, and connect it straight like that. Then I marked the waist measurement divided by 4. Since there is no dart intake, I did not replace any dart there. Now the next thing we'll be doing is to start from the shoulder and come down to our desired neck depth. And once you have it, you're going to mark it on these 2 points and use your straight ruler to connect it out like this. Now the next thing is to go ahead and curve out this part, but then I already curved it out before I realized that it will be easier for you to understand it like this. So start from the center front and come into how wide you want that neckline to be, yeah? Then you're going to connect it to your neck width. Do you understand? Then you're not going to start from that neck width and come out to how wide you want the band to be. I used about 2 inches, but if you're going for what you have on the thumbnail, please do about 1.5 to 1.75. Then you're going to connect the second one to the existing armhole curve, yeah, and blend it in just like this. Now that this is out of the way, you're now going to start from your bust span here on the side and come out to half inch. Because I'm working with this very small bust, this is bust 30, yeah. Otherwise, you're going to start from the side seam and come into about 1.5 or 2 inches depending on your size, and use that as a guide to cover out this part that you see me cover out. But what I'm doing here is to go down to her basque length, and I'm using about 5 inches. Then on this side, I'll be doing 1.5. Yeah, now whatever it is I have here on the waistline, I'm going to add half inch and mark it here on this 1.5 extension on the waist. Do you understand? And connecting it, you see that it's not the same measurement with what I have on the natural waistline. Now I'm going to just cover the basque like this, and that's it for the front pattern. We are going to go over to the back, and since there is no bust dart, we are using the same shoulder to waistline we use for the front. Yeah, we are going to just extend it from the front to the back like this, and then the chest line too, we are using that as the neck depth. Do you understand? So I'm going to just mark it on the center back and just go ahead and connect it like this. Can you see that? Now, what I'm going to do is to contour the center back here. I'm going to come up here to about 3 inches here. Then on that point, I'll go into 1 inch and just place my ruler like this, touching the shoulder line. And then that 1 inch, I will just go ahead and slope the center back like that. Now I'm going to start from that line, take the bust measurement divided by 4, which you can decide to minus half inch from it, and then on the waist measurement divided by 4. There's no dot here too on the back, so I'm not replacing any dot, just the exact waist measurement divided by 4. And that's pretty much about it though. You are going to indicate the top part, the center back, the waistline, and possibly the side seam. Then we are going to work on the basque. We are going to extend the waistline with about 1.5, and you see me marking it on these 2 points just so I have a straight line like this. Then whatever it is I have on the natural waistline, I'm going to add half inch to it and mark it on this 1.5 extension. But you see that I also extended the center back contour line, yeah, just so it also follows this 1.5 extension. Now you can decide to come down lower than 1.5 here on the center back if you want to, or better still, you maintain the same 1.5 you have on the side and just extend it to the center back this way. Once that is done, I'm trying to like not make it all straight, the center back contour line, I mean, do you understand? And yeah, we are going to be cutting this out, and for what we are doing, you can decide to minus about half inch or 1 inch on the center back. Do you understand? If you want to, but I did not do that, I just left it like that. The center back did not come with a modesty panel, so if you're taking out, that means you want your center back to be really open. But if you didn't take out anything, just make sure you use your exact body measurement at the end of the day, and when you lace it on the center back, the opening won't be that much. Do you understand? So after cutting, indicate the top part and the center back, and now let's work on the gathers. You're going to measure what you have here from the center back to the side seam. I have about 7.2, which is 14.5, because of the two sides of the back here. Don't bother measuring the natural waistline, we are using the waist extension, yeah. And now measuring the front, measuring from the side seam to the center front, I have about 8 inches, which is 16 inches. So let's just say I have 16 for the front and back, which is going to be 16 plus 16, that will be about 32 inches. Now 32 times 3, or 32 times 4, or 32 times 5, or 32 times 6, depending on how lightweight the fabric you're using and how full you want it, depends on which one you're doing. So if I'm doing 32 times 3, that will be giving me 96, and 32 times 4 will be giving me 128. That will be the wideness of the fabric we use for the gathers. Now for the length of this gathers fabric, yeah, you're going to do your gown length. I'm working with a 38 gown length minus the whole half length you already have. That's from the shoulder to the waist extension. That's about 17 inches, and I have 21 inches left. 128 now will be the wideness of the fabric, and 21 will be the length. Of course, you're going to add allowance to the 21 inches for folding and joining on the waistline. Do you understand? Let me show you how I cut out these parts, yeah. Because this, I said that this fabric is almost not sundress friendly. It's quite thick, not as lightweight as your sundresses should be, yeah. So I'm going to do just about 5 inches here. You can do more if your fabric is super lightweight, and depending also how much you want it to be full when you ruche it. Do you understand? But yeah, I'm working with about 5 inches, or let's just say 6 inches, and that is 12 inches, 6 inches on both sides of your boobs. Do you understand? Then you're going to extend it to that extension of fabric, yeah, and of course use that as a guide to add your stitching allowance of half inch both on the down part and on the top part. Then afterwards, you're going to notch it on the midpoint, that's the center front, to know that that is the center front. I'm going to cut another one, and that will be the lining, yeah. And this is what we have at the end of the day. Now let me show you how to cut the outer band. You're going to use your pattern too for it, just so it aligns properly when you join it to where you're joining it to the bodice. So I'm folding the fabric into 4, and one part is folded. That part is going to come out folded at the end of the day. You place your pattern like this, just trace out the down part where you'll be fixing to the bodice, yeah. Then you now go ahead and make it as long as you want it. I have 2 of these now for the 2 sides. And now we have the outer band, this ruche part, and then this other part of the front pattern, and then we have the back pattern. I have 4 pieces of the back pattern and 2 pieces of the front pattern because I'm using same fabric as the lining. Now remember I said that you can decide to take out something on the center back if you want to, but that will also make your center back really open, since this dress does not come with a modesty panel. And this is the gathers fabric, which was the first thing I cut before cutting out every other pattern. Now let's go ahead and start sewing. And the first thing we are going to do is to start with this one. Yeah, you're going to go down to about 2.5 or 2 inches, and on that point on the center front you're going to go into 1 inch. When you open it up, it's going to be 2 inches. Yeah, you mark it like you're marking a v neckline and cut it out like this. I left about 0.25 for sewing, and now the next thing we are going to do is to just go ahead and sew it. I'm going to place it this way, right side to the right side. Yeah, remember I'm using same fabric as the lining. And now the first thing we are going to do is to mark out our sewing allowance here on the top part. This part will be the neckline. Yeah, then once you're done marking your sewing allowance there, you're now going to just from that point you come down to about half inch, and then you're going to measure about 0.75 from that point. Just follow up this part. This part will make your work neat, and also it's quite easier and faster this way. Once you mark that 0.75, you're going to just mark, just like creating a bridge. Yeah, then you start from that point again and mark your sewing allowance, and then you're going to make sure you have the midpoint of this fabric so that you mark it in a V form, and at the end of the day it's not going to be longer or bending on one side. Now you're going to repeat the same thing we did on this side to this other side. Just make sure that the lines, the spaces are aligning, the allowances that they are all aligning, and then this is how we are going to sew it. I'm going to sew starting from here. Now I'll sew and get to here, corner like this, then back stitch here, leave this space, back stitch here again, and sew it in a V form like this. Come here, back stitch, leave this space, back stitch again here, then sew it like this until I get to the other end. That's exactly how I'm going to sew it. No top stitching, just sew it like that. And after sewing, you're likely to have this fabric here if you did not cut out your thread while trying to leave out that space. Then after cutting off those thread, you're going to notch and cut out on the four corners, like cut out the allowance there, just so when you turn it out it's not going to be bulky on that corner. Do you understand? So after turning it out, you're going to have something like this, and we still have this space here. That is where the rope will be coming out for the ruching, and now we are going to sew to create a casing for that rope. I will be showing you what I mean. Yeah, you're going to sew on the top line with about 0.25 or 0.375. Okay, let's do it like this. This is your rope. Yeah, you're creating a space here. Yeah, like you're creating a casing. So you're sewing on top of that space and downwards that space. Just start from where this space starts and where it stops to, and create your casing, and you're going to have something like this at the end of the day. I've also gone ahead to sew the rope, and you're going to make it just as long as you want it, and you're going to finish one end of the rope. Yeah, now you're going to take your safety pin. You're going to make sure that the finished part of the, or the finished end of the rope, yeah, is the one coming out. Initially I made a mistake here, and the rough part was the part coming out, so I just had to start again. And now you're going to make sure that the rough part is the one that will be inside, that will be hidden. Yeah, then the finished end of the rope is where you're going to let drop, so that, yeah, the fabric won't be fraying at the end of the day. So after doing that one, I'm going to repeat the same thing here again. Make sure that the finished end of the rope is the one dropping, so that your fabric threads won't be removing at the end of the day. So you're going to secure it on the other end with pin. Then now you're going to stitch it down, the two fabrics down here all around, and afterwards you're going to have something like this. I'll get the midpoint like this, notch it this way, and now I'm going to bring in this part of the front. Yeah, take out my pattern paper on the fabric, then place it right side this way, and place this one right side to it, midpoint to the midpoint. That's the center front to the center front. And now you're going to gather it. Depending on how much fabric you added, depends on how full it's going to be at the end of the day, but you're going to make sure that it's aligned with the top part of your dress. Do you understand? After sewing, you're going to have something like this, and we have minimal pleats because I already said that the fabric is quite thick, and you see that I'm even using double of that fabric to make this dress. Do you understand? So now you're going to place it this exact way you see mine. Then you take the lining, place it midpoint to the midpoint in a way that it's like you're placing it right side to the right side of the front part. Do you understand? And now you're going to sew it from one end to the other end. But then we have the outer band to also fix before closing it on the other end. So what you are going to do is to bring in the outer band, which I've gone ahead to sew. Okay, I haven't sewn it though. So yeah, I'm going to just fold it right side to the right side like this and close it on this part that is open. And afterwards, please go ahead and iron it if you can. And then now you're going to bring in your pattern to see which part you're placing here. Now once you're sure of that, you're going to place it like this. Now I want you to do this part now like you're closing your shoulder. The same exact way you close your shoulder, that's how you're going to do it. Just so the outer band won't shift from the neck width at the end of the day. So just place it very close to the stitch you already have here, so that when you're done, it will be as if they are coming together, that you didn't join it. So don't make the band shift from the neck width or the stitch you already have on the fabric. I don't know if you understand. And then you go ahead and sew it round and then finish it up on this other end. So after I was done doing that, this is what we have. And this is not only coming together, it's also coming out very neat. Now once you are done with all of that, the next thing now is to go ahead and finish up this remaining part. Just fold it and sew the armhole like that. Start from the band, the stitches you have on the band. Yeah, you might not see it, but you can feel it with your hand. So start from that point and close the remaining part of the armhole, so that again it's going to look like it's coming together and that they are not separate. Then you finish the side seam. Now let's talk about the back. This is the lining, yeah, and I interfaced it with 2 layers of thick gum stay. Then on the fashion fabric itself, I just pressed 1 layer of lightweight interface on it, and then this is what we have. I'm going to sew it on the neckline first. I'll top stitch before I sew the center back and the side seam. I will only leave the waistline open, and after doing that, and after ironing this part that you already sewn, this is what we have. Now we are going to close the side seam, yeah, and you're going to place it right side to the right side, yeah. Of course, you're going to do it like that. And then for this back now, I already said that the lining is the one that I interface with the thick gum. So I'm going to just make sure that it's the other one that is on the right side of the front part. Then I close it with my measurements. Now this is the gathers for the front. I forgot to mention that I called the gathers fabric separate because I used 2 yards, of course, yeah. So it didn't permit me to cut them together. But yeah, the measurement we calculated, that's what I used. It wasn't up to that anyway, but yeah. You are now going to measure the bust length on the pattern, then you are doing half of it here. Since I use 5 inches on the pattern, I can do 3 inches here. Then I will leave the other 2 inches. Then you're going to just curve it out the same way you curve the basque on the pattern paper. Do you understand? Then this one is for the back. I only need to open it up one side. And because I'm particular like that, I'm going to notch this part so that I use that part as the center back later. Now, this is what we have at the end of the day. You're not going to get the midpoint of the waistline. After you're done doing that, you're not going to take the gathers fabric for the front, which you already created the basque on the gathers fabric too. You're going to match it up midpoint to the midpoint this way. And then since we now have joining on the side seam, that's where we join the front gathers fabric to the back gathers fabric. Yeah, you're not going to use that as the side seam and place it on the side seam of the bodice. Now, for the center back, you are going to leave about 1.5, so that you use ½ inch to close it on the center back, then the other 1 inch as your zipper allowance. But then I left about 2.5, which at the end of the day, I didn't even need it since I did not cut out anything on the center back of the bodice. But after you're done arranging them, you're now going to gather it, this excess fabric, to the space allocated for it. And after I was done gathering, this is what I have. I've also gone ahead to fix the eyelet, and I use these big ones. Now this is what the gathered waistline is looking like, and the next thing now is to place it this exact way you see me place it. Yeah, we are not seeing the gathers now, you're seeing the bodies. Now you're going to take your lining. Of course, you have to finish this with your lining. Even if you intend weaving, please finish it up with lining to come out neater and better like that. Here I was trying to explain that had it been a modesty panel is coming with this, I would have trimmed the waistline, like start from this center back here, yeah, come down to about 1 inch and blend it into the other side, just so when she wears it, that part won't be going up and forming an inverted V. But since there is no modesty panel, I'll just leave it straight like this, yeah. So I'm going to start from that center back, and I'm also going to pin it on the 4 point. We have the center back, the side seam, the center front, the side seam, and then the other center back. Just go ahead and gather it. And this fabric wasn't up to the fashion fabric, yeah, so I'm just going to gather it like that. After that, you close it on the center back, yeah, and then you're going to close it to where you want your zipper to stop. And once you're done doing that, you're going to finish up the other part with zipper, and that's pretty much how you go about this dress. I hope you found it very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on my next one.